Welcome to the Playboy Jourdin YouTube channel. And as you can see, I'm going to do a great review on one of the best bangers of this year. I am a Transformers Giga fan. In my childhood, as you see, I have clips of Transformers War of Cybertron and Transformers Fall of Cybertron. This is one of the best movie adaptations of those video games. I mean, I know a lot of people like myself are huge fans of these games, and I have great news. They're supposedly be re-releasing these games, making them better graphics, upgrading their graphics, and allowing them on PS5, Xbox One, and so on. But as you can say, I'm going to talk about the movie first, the plot of the movie. I rated a 9 out of 10. There's certain things that could have made it better, but they're very similar. They had very small amount of flaws with this movie. So now with this movie, we're going to start about the characters that you will see. You will see Orion Pax, which is Optimus Prime. You got B-127, a lot of people's favorite, Bumblebee. A little one, you know what I'm saying? D-16, which is Megatron. We got Starscream, we got Soundwave, and we got Shockwave. Those are all the main people that you will, main Transformers that you see that everybody should recognize. You also have Sentinel Prime and a whole other assortment of primes. So now that I get to characters that y'all will see, we're going to start off with the beginning of the plot. So Orion Pax and D16 are miners. Right now, Cybertron is in deep need for energon due to the matrix of leadership being lost. With the matrix of leadership, there's an abundance of energon that is free for everybody to partake in, but with it gone, they have to mine, struggle, and survive and get this energon. But all the miners have lost their transformation cog, which was, I'm not going to spoil it, but the reason for that will be discussed later in this video. So, and they're treated like slaves. They're at the very low ranks of society in Cybertron, which is ruled by Sentinel Prime. Sentinel Prime is supposedly the only prime left out of all the other ones when the matrix of leadership disappeared. As you can see how that goes. So in the beginning, it starts off cool. You get to see the relationships between Orion Pax and D16. They're good buddies. Orion Pax actually is more of the loose cannon, more of the not on a straight edge, does what he wants. And D16 is the stickler, the one that goes by the rules, that doesn't want to break rules, and is more upfront, studious guy. And as you can see, throughout the movie, they do their job right, and then there's an assortment of changes that lead to the action building of this great movie. There's a lot of political aspects of corruption throughout this movie. It's a great movie. It's actually for our age range. It's a kid movie. It's got like kid graphics, but it's actually more of an adult movie if you pay attention to the plot. It's a, not a basic plot, but you know what I'm saying. It's corruption, a corrupt government. People are abusing other people just so they have power or just to exploit others. But so after they go on their journey to find the matrix of leadership, and this is I'm skipping a little bit because I want to spoil everything. I want y'all to watch this phenomenal movie. But basically, the miners partake in a race, and this gets them noticed because only the transforming Transformers are allowed to, well, not allowed, but could really only compete in the race. And 2 miners successfully do good in the race. This catches the eye of Sentinel Prime. Sentinel Prime acknowledges them, and this gets them banished into the dungeon where they meet B-127, Bumblebee. And so they're trying to escape and figure out a way where they find this little map with their B-127, and they use that to look for the matrix of leadership. And this starts the entire plot of what happens later in the movie. So they leave this underground city to the surface. With the surface, you're only allowed to go if you can transform. And see, these are cogless Transformers, so they're weak, they're smaller. Without your cog, you're weaker, you're smaller, and you're less advanced than the Transformers that can actually transform their shape into a vehicle, animal, whatever they are. So they go on a perilous journey through the surface. They have not a lot of troubles and tribulations, but a couple tribulations that occur on the surface, such as crazy changes Quintessons, so you know there's a big enemy of the Transformers that are searching and trying to destroy any Transformer that they see in sight. We have a crazy scene where there's a big Quintesson ship scanning for Transformers where they will annihilate on sight without any hesitation. And as you can see, I'm showing y'all clips from this movie and from the war from Cybertron. And oh my god, look at the graphics and Fall of Cybertron games, man. I know I'm bringing back a lot of memories. Like I said, they are bringing those games back, and I know a lot of y'all will be playing those. And you know what? My favorite part is Grimlock. When we got Fall of Cybertron and you could transform into that Dinobot, oh, you couldn't tell me nothing. But like I'm saying, let's get back to this review of this movie. So they're traveling. They actually finally get to the spot where the signal disrupted, and they do find out what happens to the Matrix of Leadership. They find the old Prime that still has enough energon to awaken him. So reawaken him, he shows the betrayal that Sentinel Prime did to the Cybertronian world, to lead them to where they're at now, to where they're lacking of energon. He did all this for a power dynamic. So to push himself at the top, he sacrificed everybody and is currently sacrificing their lives just so he can have the power of Cybertron. But he's still a lackey to the Quintesson. So he's doing all this just to be another man's lackey. Come on, man. Who wants to live like that? You're powerful over your own people, but instead of fighting and taking over or destroying your oppressors, you'd rather still be oppressed but be the king of oppression. That didn't make any sense. Most people with that much confidence, ego, would not fall for submission like that. But, he gets what he wants. He becomes the king of Cybertron, but he still has to make tribute to the Quintesson. So he has a quota of amount of energon that he has to bring every time to the Quintessons. If he don't, like, he was getting bullied by the Quintessons. It made him look like a little girl. So that's another reason why I didn't understand why Sentinel would have so little pride in himself that where he would want to be a lackey for another race. So after that happens, the Quintessons leave and they expect their the quota, which he was short on energon. So this infuriates Sentinel, and now he's going to take it out on the other Transformer miners and try to increase their workload. So this leads to the only Prime that's left. Oh, they kind of get caught, but he gives them transformation cogs of primes. So now they are the four people: B-127, Orion Pax, which is Optimus Prime. He isn't that yet. D-16, which will later become Megatron, and Elita 1 get transformation cogs of one of the baddest the baddest groups of Transformers, the Prime. So now they are on a league of leagues. So this starts the second plot of the movie. Now they try to figure out how to get back and stop Sentinel Prime. And on their way back, they encountered the High Guard. And the High Guard were the ruling class of Transformers before they wanted to rebel and disappear from the Transformers. And the High Guard consists of Starscream, Soundwave, Shockwave, a lot of future Decepticons, if you know what I mean. Because they want to, these High Guards only go off power. And in this, Megatron, B-16 shows his dominance over Starscream and wins over the High Guard. And then around all this time happens, Sentinel Prime sends out his scouts to destroy the people that they were looking for when they found the old Prime. So he does this to try to thwart their the mission of taking over or getting rid of Sentinel. And then during this period, Sentinel is actually successful in trapping D-16 and B-127, and he takes them back to the underground city where he rules. And now Orion Pax and Elita 1 has to go back there with the other High Guard, Shockwave and Soundwave, and save them and get rid of the corrupt Sentinel Prime. So this is where we get to the final act of this plot. And bro, you gotta see this. Me explaining this is not gonna let y'all know how utterly gassed this movie was. So now this is the final part with the big battle scene. So now Prime, Orion Pax and Lita pull up to the underground city. They duke it out. They free Megatron. They free B-127, and they take out Sentinel. Orion Pax tries to save him, but Sentinel in the long run is killed. Well, first, D16 turns on Orion Pax and shoots him on accident at first, but then he finally snaps and just says screw it and starts to go on the deepest and darkest path. And I ain't gonna lie, D16 had a lot of, in the beginning of the movie, I was with him, man. He was right. I was like, Ryan Pax, you're tripping, man. Sentinel does not deserve to live. So a lot of people can relate with both sides. Like, you can see the good of Ryan Pax and the bad of Ryan Pax. You can see the good of D16 and the bad of D16. So this backstory shows you both point of views of why these people turned out how they were. D16 was used and abused, and it was finally a top thing. They were mining for hundreds of thousands. Autobots and Transformers and Decepticons, they could live way longer than humans. So that kind of wraps it up. Sentinel's killed. He takes his cog and becomes Megatron, one of the biggest Transformers ever. Optimus Prime finally gets the Matrix ability, so he transformed to Optimus Prime. They duke it out. Optimus wins. He banishes that boy from Cybertron, and this is the beginning of a 3-part movie. This will be a trilogy, a banger, and number one of these movies was a 9 out of 10 for me. I greatly enjoyed this, and like I said, War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron are supposedly coming back. Straight, if you've made it this far in the video, like, comment, subscribe, and drop down Fall of Cybertron in the comments.